Show. This is the Big O 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 Show.
There's just one place to celebrate a happy new model year. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Drive away in a new ZDX. Only $459 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
When presenting an award to an employee, athlete, executive, or fantasy GM, make sure you call Orvieto's Awards and More. For 35 years, these custom award specialists have been providing plaques, trophies, custom framing, while providing state-of-the-art laser and computerized engraving, UV printing, and glass crystal etching. They do all their engraving and printing in-house for quality control. Call Charles at 305-949-8098 or visit them at orvietosawards.com. Orvieto's Awards and More, where recognition is rewarding.
When it comes to your smile, confidence is so important. At Moody S Dental, they provide the services to get your smile back. This family-run practice prides itself by offering the latest technology to give your family the best experience possible. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years with offices in Hialeah and Plantation. They accept most major dental insurances. They provide free new patient exams, 20% off select treatments. To qualify, please follow us on Instagram at moodys.dental. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years. To schedule an appointment in Hialeah, call 305-821-0231 and Plantation 954-692-6825. From Invisaligns, dental implants, same-day crowns, and the preventative care and preservation to get your smile back. Go to moodysdental.com to find out more and tell them Big O sent you.
There's just one place to celebrate a happy new model year. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Take $10,000 off a 2025 MDX at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
It starts every morning before the sun comes up. Projects are laid out. Plans are made. Equipment is fueled and loaded with inventory to handle all service requests. Orders are given to an army of skilled landscape maintenance professionals, certified arbor trimmers, irrigation technicians, and licensed pest management experts who fan out to communities and businesses all over South Florida. Experienced, on time, and dependable. Our staff is fully trained, licensed, and insured. Contact us by phone, email, social media, or through our website to answer all your landscape questions. We are Cutter's Edge. Total Landscape Solutions.
A Sultan's choice for excitement and a caravan of savings awaits at Toyota of Hollywood. Your wish for savings has been granted with discounts of up to $4,500. Take a magic carpet ride in a Toyota Corolla, not $24,000, $19,988. Step into our Grand Bazaar where you'll find epic savings at the #1 volume Toyota dealer, Toyota of Hollywood, on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
Set the rhythm of your smart home with Sloman Shield Blink, the new integrated smart home platform that automates your life just the way you want it. Sloman Shield Blink, be the maestro of your own home.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors, 305-345-3649. Or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
Before you buy or lease a Honda, Volkswagen, Hyundai, or any other model, compare Subaru, rated #1 in safety at Subaru of Pembroke Pines. Buy with 0.9% financing, 0 down. Forester with symmetrical all-wheel drive, $259 a month. Crosstrek with symmetrical all-wheel drive, $239 a month. During the Subaru A Lot to Love event at Subaru of Pembroke Pines, South Florida's #1 volume Subaru retailer.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welt & Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welt & Rayom can help.
There's just one place to celebrate a happy new model year. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Drive away in a new ADX. Only $299 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
The viewpoints, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
Good morning, boys and girls. Time to rock and roll on Thursday, October 23rd, 2025. It is day number 18,909 since the Miami Dolphins were champions. Day number 8,693 since the Miami Hurricanes were national champions. And day 122 with Bitcoin over 100,000. Good morning. All right. It's a good morning. And I think Bitcoin's pumping a little bit as it fiddled around the 108 area, 107. It's up at 109.5. So we'll see what happens. The orangutan talks at 3, so you never know what's going to happen to the markets after the orangutan talks at 3. So we'll find out. Maybe he has 20 billion more for Malay or something. I don't know what's going to happen. Anyway, so I wonder what we're going to talk about today. We got Dolphins. We've got Tua, who, by the way, dropped a nugget. Really nice nugget. Nobody really picked up on it, but that's all right. By the way, I don't know, Sean, a couple weeks ago, we told everybody, hey, you're going to get what you want. They're going to make changes. They're going to get rid of the GM. They're going to get rid of the head coach. Have you noticed that over the last week and a half, most people are really confident about saying that now, huh? It's funny how, it's funny like how our show plays chess and everybody's always playing checkers. They're all confident now that they're going to make changes. The first person that went out right there in public and told all of you out there that was going to be changes was right here. But now everybody's sure there's going to be changes in the offseason. I'm glad they're sure now. They're really all going out on a limb now. Just like the people, anybody that decided that Mike McDaniel should be fired in week 3 or 5 or 6 now. He should be fired. Oh, really? Wow. Okay. You're real fast on things, aren't you? Boy, you're a quick study. You can pick up on shit quickly, can't you? I certainly don't want anybody that was deciding on firing Mike McDaniel now in charge of foreseeing anything for me in the futures. I certainly don't want them. Put it this way. I certainly don't want them as financial advisors. All right? They may have foreskin, but they have no foresight. Seriously. Like, if it took you this long to figure out that Mike McDaniel was not a good coach, and needed to be gone. Anyway, but hey, I'm glad everybody else is really confident about the changes in the offseason. Glad. I'm happy for their confidence now that they feel that way. Anyway, so we've got Tua dropping nugget, which a lot of people didn't pick up on. In the press conference. We've got the Heat last night opening up the season, and most of you have never experienced this, but there is a group of you that have. Yeah, there's a group of you that have experienced this, but most of you haven't. You know what? I don't even know if, maybe Sean has. Sean, have you ever owned a broken record? You have. That you put the record and it started repeating and repeating and repeating? So you're old enough.
That and 45s.
Okay, so he's old enough. But, most of you that are kind of young, you never had the experience. You never owned a turntable, never owned a 45, a 78, a 33. You never knew what a broken record was like. But if you're a Heat fan, over the last couple of years, you know what a broken record is like. And last night, the Miami Heat put the needle on the record, 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 and the song goes up, and the song goes up, and the song goes up, and the song goes. And that's what happened yesterday. And last night was a sign of things to come. Spo will coach his ass off. Players will play hard. They'll be gritty.
They'll be in games, but the good teams will just outlast them and put them away at the end. It's funny because I sat down and watched the game with my wife, and I go, I kind of know what's going to happen tonight. We're going to get a good game, a good effort from the Heat, and in the end, Orlando chokes them out and wins the game. And I sat there, I watched it with my wife, and she just looked at me, and I looked at her, and I go, all you had to do is turn on the last couple of minutes because that's what was going to happen. And it was a terrific game by the Heat. Powell was fantastic. Mitchell had a good game, not necessarily super efficient, but it was a good game because he had 12 assists and 1 turnover. His offense, he went 2 of 6 from three-point range. He shot 15 balls, hit 7. When you score 16 on 15 shots, that's not super efficient. You know what I'm saying? But his 12 assists to 1 turnover, badass, bro. He had 6 rebounds. He had 2 steals. He had a block. He is a Miami Heat player. And so, Wiggins played well. They had a nice outing yesterday, a solid outing, a good outing from them. But that's the Miami Heat this year, ladies and gentlemen. They will need the perfect game to beat a good team. And a perfect game is where everybody across the board is playing well and contributing and playing team defense and playing team offense and setting each other up. All those things. If he can get some of the elements of the Scrubberini year where he went, 10-30 and then 31-10, if he can get elements of that where he gets them to play like a team, this is what you're going to get. But in the end, they're not talented enough. They have no stars. So unless Jokic or Pelle Larsson or Khalil Ware, unless one of these young guys turns into a star, this is going to be what they are. Bam's not a star. Last night again, 15 points on 13 shots, 4 of 13, 1 of 5. Yeah, he had 12 rebounds. He also had 4 turnovers, but he's Bam Adebayo. Last night you saw Bam Adebayo. Bam Adebayo is never going to be a super efficient, high-scoring, aggressive player night in and night out. That's not who he is. He's going to be the facilitator, the team player, all that. So, let's not start with the stupid conversations that we've had in years past, and I've tried to kind of shut that shit down. Bam is what he is, who he is, okay? And you'll get Tyler back, and then that'll limit shots from some other guys, but it also make your defense worse. So don't think that just because you get Tyler back, anything's really going to change. It kind of takes a little bit of the imbalance in offense from other people away for Tyler, and then it puts a worse defender on the court in Tyler. So it really isn't going to make any kind of real difference. The Heat are who they are, okay? They don't have any stars. And so unless they develop one, they're going to be right under the play-in. If they get to the play-in, that's going to be a very good year for the Miami Heat. That's just kind of what I see. You know what I mean? So it's just more about development and hope that they do better than what they are, because they're not that. They're nothing. Yesterday was a excellent game for them. And Orlando just, all right, we'll turn it on at the end. Miami took steps back like they always do. That's what these kind of teams are. When you have no stars, that's when you start getting out rebounded at the end of the game. That's when you don't hit the shots that they do. That's when you make the mistakes that they don't. All those kind of things that get discombobulated because through the first 3.5 quarters, you're just playing basketball, dude. It is what it is. But it was a really fun game to watch. They played well, but that's kind of who they're going to be. You know what I mean? And when they don't play as well as they played yesterday, they're not going to be in any games against good teams. They'll just get blown out in that sense. We need a miracle. Okay? We need a miracle here in Miami. Somebody's got to step up and become a guy. It's not going to be Tyler, and it's not going to be Bam. It's got to be somebody else. Jaquez had some moments yesterday. All of this kind of stuff. We've got to see some young guy do something that none of us expected. And then things can get exciting. But it's going to be a long season. Just be prepared for it. Deal with development. Deal with mistakes. And let's just hope that the young guys get better and better and better. But it's going to be a rough one. You know what I mean? I'm not going to bullshit you people. I don't have to be on the beat. I don't have to force you to listen or watch me because I need to try to make you entice you into, oh, this can be a really good team and they can win 42 and 44 games and 40. I don't work for the Heat, dude. Okay. And I'm not on the beat. I can be brutally honest about what it is. I don't need to sell anything. They'll be lucky to be a play-in team. And if they are, consider that a very good year overall for this team, because I just don't even think they're going to get there. But we'll see. We'll see. It is what it is. 125, 121 last night. They're 0-1 on the season. They'll take on Memphis at 8 o'clock. All right. Don't forget Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. You can make a Bitcoin, Ethereum, Chainlink, or Solana donation. Of course, you can send in your questions, comments, insults, all kinds of stuff. We always appreciate that. Don't forget to please smash the hell out of the like button. I got Ira on the road. I'm trying to see if we've got the press conference right now for the authorities is going on right now for the whole Terry Rozier and Billups, and I know what's going on. Don't worry about it. I'm not. I just compartmentalize everything in the show. And so I'm trying to connect with Ira maybe in the second hour. We could talk to him because, obviously he needs to cover that press conference, find out the information, right, all that. I'll give you my thoughts on everything also, on everything developing right now on the Rozier, Billups, what's it called? The guy that was here with Damon Jones is in it too. You saw it, Sean? Damon Jones is in the gambling ring. If there's other names, get me involved here, Sean, because I was in the middle of preparing and all this thing was breaking. So if there's any more names, but we have 2 Heat-related names already. Wait a minute, did Chauncey Billups play here for like a cup of coffee once? No, right? Did he? I don't know why I'm even thinking that he might have played here like as a free agent late in his career. He came by. No, right? No, he didn't, right? So 2 at least we know. Damon Jones was here. He had 2 different stints here, if I remember correctly. And Terry Rozier, obviously, the current one. So we'll get into that too as we've got all of that developing. What else? Oh, I have got to warn you. Okay. I want to warn you because I saw something develop yesterday. This is serious. This could save you a lot of money. Okay? I'm looking out for you here. Now, at no point am I an entertainment expert. Okay? Not a gambling expert, not a financial expert, not financial. You know how it is. I'm not an expert in anything. I don't know anything. Okay? Nothing. All right. So, Bon Jovi is back. And he wants to tour. And I want to tell you, save your money. You want to watch a good Bon Jovi concert? Go to YouTube. Okay? He can't sing. Plus, he sings a lot of his new shitty songs. Because somehow or another, he thinks the last few albums that he made actually are worth a damn. And they're not. They suck. All right? So he's only going to play a couple of classics, and he's going to sound like a dog that is yodeling in the middle of the night. Don't go. Save money. Do not waste your money going to a Bon Jovi concert. Saw that yesterday, and you guys know, man, I go to a lot of shows. So Once I run into an artist that I see they're cooked, I start warning you ahead of time so you don't go and waste your money, because then you go and you get pissed off. You know, I warned Hockman when he went to the last one, and I told him, yeah, he's lost his fastball, but he also doesn't play all the classics, and he paid the price. I think he said that was the last time he'll go see him, something like that. But I gave him the heads up, you know. What can I tell you? But I'm telling you now, he's worse now. Like, yeah, throat surgery, everything. Stay away from it. Plus, the idiot thinks that he actually still makes great music, which he doesn't. Okay? He makes some bad, corny-ass music in his last 4 or 5 albums, whatever the hell it is. So, you know, you want to hear Jersey and Fahrenheit, and you want to hear the initial album and Slippery When Wet and all that. You want to hear all the jams from all those albums. The idiot doesn't do it anymore, okay? He does a couple, the real obvious ones, and then that's it. So I'm telling you, if you want to get a good Bon Jovi concert, go to YouTube. Sometimes, actually, YouTube's not so bad. If you want to see live concerts of your favorite people, and just put it on the big screen, crank it up, and by the way, they are now cleaning up a lot of those concerts and making them 4K and making it sound and look even better because they clean it up, and it's really enjoyable. I mean, it's crazy when you're watching like Jimi Hendrix in Hawaii in the 60s, and it looks and sounds like amazing. You're like blown away that you can watch a concert of Jimi Hendrix in the 60s. That is just so freaking awesome. You know what I'm saying? Anyway. And by the way, Iron Maiden with special guests Megadeth and Anthrax, the Run for Your Lives World Tour 2025. They are not coming to South Florida. It is August 29, Toronto, September 30, Montreal, September 5, Harrison, New Jersey, September 9, Boston, September 11, Bristol, the Bristol Hotel, room 515. Charlotte on September 12th. It is Hershey, Pennsylvania. I've been there, been to the park, been to the factory. September 15th, September 19th, Shakopee, Minnesota. Never even heard of Shakopee, Minnesota. September 22nd, Chicago. September 25th, Los Angeles. September 29th, San Antonio, Texas. I want to go to this. I don't care about Megadeth. I do like Anthrax, and of course, Iron Maiden's my favorite metal band of all time. And Run for Your Lives. I wonder what kind of tunes they'll play for this one. If I wanted to sneak, I could visit my man Pat in Asheville. I could go to the Charlotte one, September 12th. That would be pretty good. Charlotte's a good town to go to. Yeah. It might not be bad. What is September 12th next year? Now I'm thinking about it because that'll run into football season too. Damn. That's kind of crazy. Let's see. September 12th is a Saturday. So that means Sunday the 13th, the Dolphins would probably play. I'd probably be doing my pre and post in a hotel in Charlotte. If I do that concert, by the way. If I go there, who knows? Who knows, man? You never know. You never know. So there you go. I just wanted to warn you guys, first of all, with the Jovi man. You know, and by the way, since I'm gonna do that, let me just do the music. Get music out of the way right now, since it's a good segue to get the music out of the way. Because I always do that in the latter part of the show. Now I'll do it in the early part of the show and get it out of the way. Let's find out who was born today, October 23rd. In music history, speaking of metal, Roberto Trujillo. Robert Trujillo, bassist, Suicidal Tendencies, Infectious Grooves, Black Label Society, Jerry Cantrell, Ozzy Osbourne's band, and of course, He's been Metallica's bass player since 2003. Weird Al Yankovic, born in 1959. Kelly Marie, Scottish singer, born in 1957. It feels like I'm in love. I don't know. I can't do her falsetto, bro. What do you want me to do? But I do know the song. Because if, you have a little bit of disco in you, that's Kelly Marie. 1956, Mr. Dwight Yoakam. Not necessarily a country dude, but I know who he is. Let's see who else celebrating birthdays today. Michael Burston, guitarist. He played with Motorhead from 84 to 95. Passed away at the age of 61 in 2011. Born in 49. Perry Lee Tavares, of course, from Tavares, the soul group. Heaven must be missing an angel, missing one angel child, because you're here with me right now. Your love is heavenly, baby. All right, that's enough for musicians. Let's go with other famous people born on the 23rd. Remember, if I don't give you an age, that means they are no longer with us. College Football Hall of Fame member John Heisman, born in 1869. Actor-comedian Gummo Marx, born in 1893. TV personality Johnny Carson, born in 1925. Golf Hall of Famer Chichi Rodriguez, born in 1935. American international futbolista Pelé, born in 1940. Writer Michael Crichton, born in 1942. Filmmaker Ang Lee, born in 1954. He is 71 today, still with us. Let's see who else. Civil rights activist Martin Luther King III, born in 57. He is 68 today. TV personality Nancy Grace. Let me tell you, we're on a case today. Born in 59. She's 66. Hall of Fame member from Canadian Football Hall of Fame member and heartbreaker if you're a Miami Hurricanes fan because he hit Phelan in the end zone. Doug Flutie, born in 62 on this date. He is 63. Let's see who else. Musician Brian Nevin from Big Head Todd and the Monsters, born in 66. He is 59. TV personality Sanjay Gupta, born in 69. He is 56. Actor Ryan Reynolds, born in 76. He's 49. Musician Matt Schultz from Cage the Elephant, born in 83. He is 42. TV personality Meghan McCain, born in 84. She's 41. Actress Emilia Clarke, born in 86. She's 39. Actress Margaret Qualley, born in 94. She's 31. Actor Amanda Stenberg, born in 98. She's 27. And Sean Stanley, do you have wrestlers born on this date, sir?
Yes, sir, we do. Carmella turns 38. Lyra Valkyria is 29. Tony Kazina is 55. And Ron Harris, if he's 65, that means his twin brother Don Harris is also 65 on October 23rd, 2025.
I like it. All right, let's find out, because, you're always asking, what happened today in music history? Did anything relevant happen in well, lots of things happened today in music history. We're going to go over some of them. I love this new list that I've been using the last couple of months because it has an array of stuff that I don't have to repeat the next year. I can use a whole other group of things. Anyway, let's just start off with in 61. Dion started a 2-week run at number 1 on the U.S. singles charts with A Runaround Sue. In 76, the band Chicago started a 2-week run at number 1 on the U.S. singles charts with If You Leave Me Now. In 89, on this date, Nirvana played their first ever European show when they appeared at Newcastle's Riverside Club in northeast of England. In 1990, the Charlatans UK released their debut album, Some Friendlies. It features The Only One I Know. Good song, by the way. And then also, let's see what else. In 95, Def Leppard gave themselves a place in the Guinness Book of World Records by playing 3 gigs in 3 continents in 24 hours. The shows were in London, England, Vancouver, Canada, and Tangier, Morocco. Let's see, who else? In 2007, Robert Plant and Alison Krauss' first collaborative album, Raising Sand, was released. It features Gone, 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 Done, Moved On. Sounds like what you've done with Led Zeppelin. Anyway, in 2009, Wolfmother, love them, released her second studio album, Cosmic Egg. It features Background, New Moon Rising, White Feather, and Far Away. In 2016, Dead or Alive, lead singer Pete Burns died of a heart attack at the age of 57. Known for the 85 hit, You Spin Me Right Round, Burns estimated that he had 300 plastic surgeries in his lifetime. Wow. I just, personally for me, I draw the line at 250. In 2020, Gorillaz released their 7th album, Song Machine, Season 1, Strange Times. Gorillaz is so cool. And let's see, sometimes this has birthdays that I did not have on that other list. That's what I like about this list that I now use. It's really, really good, really thorough. If I read everything that went on today in music history, it would take me an hour. That's how much stuff it has every day, which is so cool. Miguel is 40, for you Hispanic folks out there that listen to his stuff. I wouldn't if my life depended on it. Yeah, that's it. That's about the only name that I saw there. And that's what happened today in music history. How about that? There you go. We rarely do music early. But I figured I had to get in the Bon Jovi thing. I have to save you people. You know, I can't have you all spend a bunch of money to go see Bon Jovi thinking you're reminiscing and, you know, and you're thinking about all the days when he was jamming and there's no Sambora and there's no real rock feel. It's kind of cheesy and his voice is done and he sings a lot of shit songs. And then you walk out of there going, man, why didn't O tell me about this? Well, but I did. I warned you. So I have to do a service for you all out there, you know. All right. Don't forget, smash, smash, smash. Let's get us over 100. You know, that's always the first goal, to get us over that 100 mark, and then we can start getting to 200 and stuff. But 100, let's go. We're halfway there. We got 50. Pretty good. I see Oscar Rojas is number 1. I see Jeff in Long Island. I like it. What else do we have? Kosa, Pancombiste, Jay Gelfin, One-Eyed Jack, Stephen Harris, Dolphin Dave. Let's see, TJ Superman. Thank you, TJ. Appreciate you, brother. Christian DiMartino, Stoney Stanley in the house. Chris Johnson. What else? Eddie Herrada, Mickey J, Gus 1388, Nick Johnson. On the Rozier stuff, might as well talk about it. What the hell, right? So if you don't know the story, Terry Rozier was arrested. So was Chauncey Billups. So Rozier and Billups were arrested Thursday as a part of a pair of investigations related to illegal gambling. Illegal gambling, authorities said. The Billups and Rozier arrests were among more than 30 people arrested as part of a years-long investigation covering 11 states. Cash Patel with the crazy eyes said. Cash Patel's, I'm sorry, I added some stuff there. Anyway, Rozier was arrested Thursday morning at a hotel in Orlando, Florida. The Heat lost their season. Oh, yeah, whatever. Rozier did not play, coach's decision. Billups, arrested in Oregon, was made part of a separate gambling case linked to an illegal poker operation, was rigged games tied to the mafia. Billups is expected to make an initial court appearance later Thursday. Former Cleveland Cavaliers player and assistant coach Damon Jones was arrested Thursday. He allegedly provided inside information about NBA games to co-defendants who used to place sports bets. So according to ABC, Jones, 49, played for 10 NBA teams over an 11-year career from 98 to 2009 and was a Cavalier assistant from 16 to 18. According to U.S. attorneys, the District of New York, Nocella Jr., 6 defendants are accused of their involvement in a sports betting case, while there are 31 defendants allegedly involved in a rigged poker game. Jones is allegedly involved in both cases. So the rat is in both, and he's just, singing. Sportsbook in multiple states flagged suspicious betting interest on Rozier's statistics ahead of the Hornets-Pelicans game on March 23rd. An unexpected surge of bets, including 30 wagers in 46 minutes from professional bettors, totaling 13,759 came in under Rozier's points, rebounds, and assists, causing sportsbooks to halt betting on the veteran guard. Rozier then with the Hornets played just 10 minutes before leaving the game, citing a foot injury. So Rozier's attorney, Jim Trusty, kind of an oxymoron, just saying, previously told ESPN, he's defending Rozier, that his client met with the NBA and FBI officials multiple times in 23. The NBA said it looked into the matter at this time, did not find any league rules were broken. They don't have subpoena power. They really can't go into a lot of the stuff. They can't go into phone records. They can't do a lot of the things that the authorities can do. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so it just goes on and whatever. We'll find out. It's a great day in Heat Nation. I don't give a shit about Terry Rozier. I care about the Miami Heat, quite frankly. And until the NBA terminates his contract, that's when they can take it off the books. And it's $26.6 million. Now, I want to also tell you, it may not happen this week. It may happen a month from now. It may happen 2 months from now. They still have a court case. They still have things to go to. It may happen next, I don't know. Is this contract done after this year, or does he have another year left? But either way, I don't know when it's going to be voided by the NBA. But until it's voided by the NBA, Miami doesn't get the space. And here's part 2 of that, okay? The Miami Heat are not very good. $26.6 million doesn't buy you anything special. So until you unload Bam and Tyler, and then you have the $26 million on top of that, then you start getting really liquid and an opportunity to do some stuff. But right now, I want to also tell you that if and when the $26 million become available, that won't mean shit unless you have other space available to then include it to so it can become a much better player. Yes, sir.
You're right. It is the final year. 24.9 is guaranteed of the 26.6.
Right. So it's whatever, dude. If it's done at the end of the year, what if they void it 5 months from now? Who cares? It's not really that big a story because there's not multiple years tied to it. If there was multiple years tied to it, then maybe we have a story because now they're free from 26, 27, 28 seasons. You know what I mean? But they're not. It's this season, so who knows when they'll void it. Hopefully soon, but that money is really – the Heat are at a stage where they need to decide what they have to do with Bam and Tyler eventually. Are you really moving forward with those guys as your foundational pieces around those young guys? And by the way, what happens if a couple of those guys turn into, like really good players and you have to pay them a bunch of money? And meanwhile, you're taking up all kinds of space with these other two. So, you're better off playing all these young guys and get rid that 24, 26 million, whatever that comes off the books. It's not going to do anything for the Miami Heat. Not for this team. This team is not good enough. And that doesn't buy you anything in today's NBA. 20-something million just bought you Terry Rozier, dude. Think about that. So, yes, it's news. I don't care about Terry. I laugh at his stupid ass that he's making all that kind of money and he's doing stupid things like this. You deserve jail time, dude. Seriously. If you're guilty of this and you're Terry Rozier, just out of pure freaking stupidity, dude, you deserve jail time. You're making millions, dude. If you were, if you're the 15th player on the bench and you've got a 2-way contract, you're only making a couple $100,000 and, you're barely talented enough to be that, and you're an overachiever and you're lucky to be there because you'll be down in the G League soon or whatever, and you do something like this, okay, I can it's not right, I don't condone it, but I kind of understand a dude that doesn't have much of a shot. But you're already in the game, dude. You're already making so much bank. I have no sympathy. Zero. I just feel happy for the Heat, but the problem is by the time this is happened, by the time this gets voided, what's it really going to do for Miami this year? Not really much, So it is what it is. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you because the Heat aren't very good. So why would this make any kind of a big difference? By the way, the Big Cheese, we love talking about the Big Cheese, 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, man. Gary and Billy started this over 40 years ago, and Billy, rest in peace, man. Gary just keeps it going. The memories there are amazing, over 40 years of Hurricanes memories. The garlic rolls are to die for. The pastas cooked fresh daily. The employees have been there 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 years. It's like a family in that place. Go check it out. Remember, we're now approaching the holiday season. We got the party platters. So if your business or your school or you want to treat your customers or your friends or your family members or a school, whatever, your staff or something to some kind of party, man, you can make any dish a party platter. Call them at 305-662-6855, pickup or delivery. And they've got a beautiful area now, a patio area up to 40 people that you can also reserve for whatever event, awards, meetings, whatever you want to do, a birthday, you want to rent out the patio area, they've got it for you. It's covered and everything. So it's really, really cool. You can do that. Call them 305-662-6855. Go to bigcheesemiami.com. All right. Let me see what we got here. Carlos says, I really want to attend a Teddy Swims concert. That would be amazing. I'm with you, dude. I'm with you. I want to go to a Teddy Swims concert, Carlos. Thank you for the super chat, my friend. That is very kind of you. Thank you for your generosity. Anthony Kyle Campos, you and Sean dress as M. Dolphin characters for Halloween. Yeah, that is scary. So I kind of understand that. Yeah, kind of understand that. Last night, by the way, the Miami Heat lost. But even in a loss, we got to give somebody the cutter's edge pro difference maker of the game.
Who brought the edge? who changed the game. Who is our Cutter's Edge Pro difference maker?
When you want to give your home or business the edge, call Cutter's Edge Pro in South Florida for all your landscape solutions.
Here's our Cutter'sEdgePro.com difference maker.
Last night, they were without Tyler Hero. And Tyler Hero arguably is their best scorer. And they needed somebody that they could count on that was going to produce some points to keep them in the game. And while Davion Mitchell was productive, Andrew Wiggins was productive overall, we got to give it to Norman Powell. Norman Powell last night was 9 of 19. He went 4 of 8 from three-point range. The man picked up 9 rebounds along the way, 4 assists, a steal, a block. He ends up plus 12 on the plus-minus area with 28 points. I'm not saying that he's going to do it every night, but he is going to score a lot of points for this team. They need it. They don't have a lot of options, and they don't have a lot of experience and consistent options. Norman Powell is one of those guys. He's not a great player or anything like that, but he's a solid NBA player and a very good scorer in this league. And last night he proved it. And without Norman Powell's consistency throughout that game and big shots that he hit, especially from three-point range and all-around game, they're not in this game all the way to the end, where the Magic then pulled away for a 125-121 win. But I got to say, dude, when it comes to making a difference, that's what Norman Powell did. And that's what you can do, by the way, when you can call our friends at Cutter's Edge Pro, 954-472-0622. I love my guy, William Quigley. They do it all out there. They can take care of you. Reach out to them. Tell them that Big O sent you, whether you're looking for landscaping, artificial grass, you name it. They do it all. The artificial grass has been an absolute blessing for my dogs. Okay, because it maintains it really clean. You don't have to water it every day. You don't have to cut the grass. You're saving money in the long run. You know what I'm saying? It's super easy to manage, and it looks great. Oh, by the way, your dogs go out into the artificial turf, they do their business, whatever, and then they come back, and they bring no dirt with them. So that's the beauty, because sometimes when you let your dogs out, and it might be raining or whatever, it just drains so beautifully. Everything, by the way they set everything up, it drains all into the plants. So when it rains, it drains into the plants, and it also flushes everything out too, at the same time. So it's really, really cool. Check it out for yourself. Call my guys at Cutter's Edge Pro and Dade, Broward, or Palm Beach counties. Norman Powell, Cutter's Edge Pro, difference maker of the game.
The Cutter's Edge Pro difference maker is brought to you by
Cutter'sEdgePro.com, servicing HOAs, condominiums, townhomes, commercial properties, corporate parks, malls throughout South Florida. Cutter'sEdgePro.com, providing South Floridians the edge every day of the year.
All right. Let's see what else we have here on the chat board. Big O, I don't know why McDaniel looks at his play sheet the whole game, rarely looking up like he's deciding on a play, because I'm telling you, there's porn there. I mean, that's the only reason a red-blooded man would be looking that much at those cards. There's porn there. Pat in Asheville, the reason McDaniel can't call great plays past the line of scrimmage is because he can't see over the play call sheet. That's a good one. I like that. Big Johnson in the house. J-Town, Brian Ratke, John Padilla. David Pridham says, U2 live at Red Rocks on YouTube last night. Great stuff. Yep, you can see that there. It's a great concert, dude. Oh my God, that's one of those. That's one of those that if I had a time machine, there are certain places I want to go back to in music history, and U2 at Red Rocks that year, that would be one of them. Obviously, Woodstock would be the other. Live Aid and the Us Festival. There's a couple. that I would like to be at. Definitely a Doors concert. Oh God, that would have been cool. Maybe the one here in Miami, where he's flashing. Think Blue Dodgers. Jay Gelfin in the house. Ty in the Bronx. That's right. Smash it. Let's go. We got 63. Come on. Let's go. Let's get it to triple digits. Eddie Lepp. Bag on Head. Gio. Sam the Man. Let's see. Stephen Baker, the touchdown maker. Big Mouth Ralph. Thank you all out there. 80 dances. Do you think the Finns should draft a QB in the first round? Paul in Connecticut. Yeah, why not? If he's good enough. I don't know where they're going to be, Paul. Are they going to be 1 or 2? Or are they going to be 7 or 10? I have no idea. Usually this team will end up winning a few games and screwing things up and getting out of the top couple picks. So I don't know. I have to see these young quarterbacks for the rest of the season and how they finish, and if they finish good, if they look good, if they're healthy. There's a lot of things. But in the end, like I'll tell you all, will they know how to complement their quarterback? Because that's the one thing that this franchise does not know how to do, and that's for decades. They don't know how to complement their quarterbacks. So that's just kind of the way it goes. By the way, can you imagine? I know it's tough for us to be fans and tough enough for me to do this show every day and all of that, but I got to say, I feel for them writers. Oh, my God. They've got to cover the rest of this season for the Dolphins, walk into the locker rooms after many losses, talk to them throughout the week about their shortcomings and everything constantly. I've done this. I've covered many bad Dolphin teams and rebuilds and all this shit. But I'm thinking about it now. These people have to go through it. This is the part of the business that I do not miss. I don't miss covering games anymore. I certainly don't miss covering games. My God. And I certainly don't miss all the minutia of the beat. And can you imagine? Because the Dolphins aren't going anywhere for the next 2 years. Not this year. I'm talking about the next 2 years. It's all about rebuilding and fixing the cap and new coaches and new schemes and everybody learning and all that bullshit. Same crap that we've been through for many years. So now a writer has to cover a shit team for the rest of the season, the next, 10 games, right? And then you've got 2 more bad seasons. And I don't even know if it gets any better because it usually never does. But, the light at the end of the tunnel is probably for year 3 and 4 and stuff like that, which is 4 or 5 from here. Because you got to add this season. I wonder how many of the writers will seek another beat. Because to stay on this beat for the next 2.5 years, oh my God. And you got to write about it, and you got to try to create some kind of positive picture or some kind of positive outcome out of it, a possible positive outcome when you really don't know what the hell is going to happen. Because that's the only way you could keep the reader enticed. Because you can't tell them, well, folks, be prepared. Next 2.5 years, there's going to be very little substance. That's tough, dude. That is rough. Not only is it rough as a fan, but it's even rougher as a writer to have to walk in and constantly be asking those questions. Because they get tired of it, you get tired of it, and the whole situation is like, it's constantly going. Never changes. Weird, man. Weird. Let's see, what else do we have? What else? The Heat are going to be a mediocre team. I feel bad for Spo that the front office hasn't backed him up as a great coach, and he's there. So much chicken salad he can make. Yeah, he's not going to be able to make much out of it, unfortunately. It is what it is, dude. You know, that's the part that sucks. By the way, Acura Pembroke Pines, a proud sponsor of our program. We love talking about Larry Schlossberg and all the great people over there. And they've got the happy new model year going on right now. The ADX is $269 a month, 4.9% financing for 60 months. The 2025 Integra, $269 a month, 3.9% financing for 60 months. The RDX, $389 a month, 4.9% financing for 60 months. And the 2025 TLX, $389, 4.9% financing for 60 months. Tell them that Big O sent you. They will take care of you there, man. Good people. Right off of Pines and I-75. And if you own or lease an Acura, by the way, Mike Chan, Jordan Ferber do a great job of running that service center. Craig Zins, Acura of Pembroke Pines. Frankie says, can they remove Chauncey Billups from the NBA Hall of Fame if he's proven to have cheated in sports betting? I don't know. It's not sports betting. I think Billups is a poker game. So that is not sports betting. The Rozier stuff is sports betting. The Chauncey Billups stuff is poker. So no. Let's see. What else? Live Aid would have been really cool. Yeah, definitely right. Definitely. Let's see. If they do draft a QB in the first round, he will win a game after game after game, multiple playoff appearances, like all of our QBs. Exactly. Like all of our QBs do. Justin Gabble, is Big O still delusional about Tua? I am not delusional about the Miami Dolphins. So what can I tell you, my brother? You know? I think Tua could do better in so many other places, but here, nobody does well. So it is what it is. So yes, you know, but I'll go with Kurt Warner and the way he's assessed everything, and he's pretty good. And he talks about how the offense makes no sense whatsoever. It doesn't really complement a quarterback, doesn't really help him out. And confidence now for Tua is definitely shot to shit. What's going on? And yesterday, when he held his press conference, you know, the idiots and the people that want to just stir shit up, they can always find stuff to hate the kid about. Now, as for information, a lot of you maybe don't realize it, but he always talks about being short, and that's nothing new. Drew Brees had the same issues. So does Kyler Murray right now, or so will the kid in Carolina, or any other quarterback that's like 6 foot or under, Russell Wilson or whatever. They all have problems. And yesterday, when he's talking about it, the fact that people don't follow it, because for years he talks about all that kind of stuff that, you know, he doesn't see like normal quarterbacks. But we've talked about this on the show. Like, I know his head is going to spin on all of this. This is why I've talked about and used the Drew Brees comparison so many times on why you have to be so strong at center and guard for short quarterbacks, because you have to create a stout pocket. And in creating a stout pocket, you create passing lanes. And so short quarterbacks are able to see in between, because the stout guards and the stout centers and everything block and open things up for the quarterback so he can see things in the pieces of it, because he doesn't see it over the top. He sees it in chapters inside each of the gaps. And yesterday, when Tua is telling you about this, about not seeing Waddle and all that kind of stuff, he's also at the same time educating you and explaining, but nobody really picked up on this at all. That this offense, he can't say it out there. He says, operations. And then he talks, well, I don't see like regular quarterbacks. That's because when you have quarterbacks like this, you have to have passing lanes that they can see in. And how you do that is by having offensive linemen that can control the game at the line of scrimmage. And they can assist their quarterback, and they can't get blown up and cross together and everybody's bunched up and then he can't see over. They separate them. They open them up. They slide them some way, one way. And that's how they help their quarterback see the field. That's been going on forever for any quarterback that's 6 foot and under. Maybe even 6'1", a lot of them struggle to see over certain guys because these huge mammoth dudes are 6'4", 6'5", 6'6", 6'7", and they're going up against guys that are 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", 6'7". So when you're 6'1", and you're going against guys like this, you're also having problems. So you have to have passing lanes. It's just a level of ignorance and a lack of education that just goes on. It reminds me a lot of this. So it just really, it's asinine. Really has nothing to do with what's going on, but it is a nugget that he threw out there, that it just shows you that it's hard to play this position when the guy that's running the offense doesn't know what he's doing. And because he doesn't know what he's doing, it trickles down to everybody else. Do you think that the guy in Minnesota, Kevin O'Connell, Andy Reid, what's the name of the guy in LA? The Rams, McVay. I'm trying to come up with I'll go with LaFleur too. Let's he's a young guy, he's not at their level yet offensively, but I'm trying to like some of the better minds in football. Okay? Let's go with those guys. When those guys have Darren Waller dominating in a first half, do you think that you're going to take away Darren Waller in the second half from Sean McVay? Do you think Kevin O'Connell is going to allow you to take away Darren Waller? Well, how come Mike McDaniel allows you to do that? Do you think Andy Reid or any of those guys are not going to use Travis Kelce the entire game? They're going to save him for the end of the game for a touchdown? These are things that's a small sample size of why he's a detriment to everyone, to your offense, to your quarterback, to your tight end, and everything else that goes on. And so when your quarterback is telling you that the stuff in front is, and the operations, and it goes to one person. And so nobody ever succeeds when the guy at the top doesn't know what he's doing. And this is what happens here constantly, whether you're Adam Gase or you're Brian Flores or you're Cam Cameron or whatever it is, the guy at the top never knows what he's doing. And so it has a trickle-down effect. And it affects whatever part of that person that doesn't understand what's going on, whether it's communicating with players, whether it's one side of the ball, whether it's both sides of the ball, whatever it is. And then the dysfunction is there, and it's constant. And that's what's going on with the Miami Dolphins. They have an incompetent head coach that creates an environment that no one, notice how none of his backups succeed. No one succeeds. When you succeed, you're succeeding in spite of him, not because of him. That's what people don't understand. And that's where we're at with Mike McDaniel. The good thing is that it's all going to come to an end. Tua will be gone, McDaniel will be gone, Greer will be gone, and then we can start the whole stupid carousel all over again. And that's it. So there you go. Have a great day. All right. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo, and you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation. Chainlink and Solana, too, at the same time. There you go. What else do we have going on? By the way, Welton Rayom is a proud sponsor of our program. We love talking about Jeff Welton, Daniel Rayom, 954-966-4646. Bankruptcy, homeowner property damage, condo damage, criminal defense, business owner claims, commercial litigation, personal injury. Jeff Welton, Daniel Rayom are the best, man. I experienced it when they killed Progressive. Progressive was not doing what they were supposed to, and we had a couple of idiot kids thinking that they were fast and furious and went through the wall of our house. Well, Welton Rayom just crushed Progressive because they weren't doing their response. You know, they, like all these insurance companies, they love to collect, but when they've got to come up with it, you know, they create problems. And that's why you never call the insurance company. So if you have any property damage, commercial damage, wind damage, rain damage, the first thing you do is always call the insurance company. Don't ever do that. Call Welton Rayom. You call Jeff and Dan, explain your situation. The consultation's free. They got a case? Great. Now they send over the adjusters. They assess the damage, and then they call the insurance company. And they're prepared, and they're attacking the insurance company. Full board. Super prepared. If we had Jeff Welton, Daniel Rayom running the Dolphin offense, it would be humming. So call them, 954-966-4646. All right. Anything new? Austin Clark says that Kenneth Grant has improved and he's getting in good shape and there's growth, but there's a long way to go. Next year, dude. Plenty of time. Dolphins weren't going anywhere anyways. So, what can I tell you? Let's get to our 3A Graphics sports calendar. Alan Blanco does exceptional work, custom printing and embroidery for your company, your corporation, whatever you need, uniforms, hats, shirts, whatever it is. 786-618-1443. You do all of that by Zoom and all that kind of stuff, and you can email the logos and all that, and they can show you the examples, and then they ship it to you right away. So people just don't have time to go down to the factory. So reach out to Alan. Phone call right there, 786-618-1443. Last night, the Magic over the Heat, 125-121. Miami is now 0-1 on the season. Norman Powell led the way with 28 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, and Bam Adebayo added 15 points on 4 of 13 shooting. Davion Mitchell added 16 points on 7 of 15 shooting. Friday, they will take on Memphis on the road at 8 o'clock. Tonight, the Panthers are back in action to host the Penguins. Panthers are minus 200 on the money line. The Penguins are plus 165. Also tonight, Thursday Night Football, Vikings at the Chargers. The Chargers are favored by 3. The over and under is 45. Vikings plus 150 on the money line. The Chargers minus 180. Friday at Chase Stadium. First round of the playoffs, best of 3. Number 3, Inter Miami will host number 6, Nashville. Saturday, Stanford taking on the Hurricanes at 7 o'clock. We will be back here for a postgame show for that one. Miami is favored by 30.5 points. The over and under is 45.5. Fort Lauderdale United are off this week. They will take on Brooklyn next week, November 1st at Beyond Bankcard Field. We will be broadcasting live from there from 4:30 to 6:30. Come on by and join us. And at 1 o'clock on Sunday, the Dolphins will visit the Falcons, and the Falcons are favored by 7.5. Over and under is 44.5. That is your 3A Graphics sports calendar. All right. You had another one there? Oh, he's got a bottle of water somewhere. Drink lots of water, folks. Lots of water. So good. Go to the bathroom a lot, but what can I tell you? You're flushing out stuff. It's always good. What else do we have? 80 dances. Make Marvin Allen the GM. Ariel Saravia, do you think Inter will make it to the finals or will they choke again? I think they're going to choke again, but we'll see. I hope they win. Dude, they have to. It's win the cup or the season's nothing. That's it. After last year, when you were the best team in the league, you shit the bed. So this year, I don't care that you're the third seed now. Doesn't matter to me. You must win the cup. Anything short of that, with that salary slot that you have on, you're what you're paying for that team, no one is even close to it. So there's no excuses. You got to win it all. And that'll be the interesting part, that when they get to the deeper part of the playoffs, when they're playing the upper echelon teams that have looked more athletic than them and faster than them, that'll be interesting to see how that whole thing develops. Well, we're going to find out. We're going to find out. But Inter Miami, they better win it all, because if they don't, it's a joke. It's an absolute joke. It's a failure. Terrible failure. All it is a money grab. And okay, well, they just came up with the Messi tournament. I mean, it's just like, it's a joke, And I hope I hope he lasts for the playoffs too, because he plays so much. They don't pace the guy, and he's old. It's crazy, dude. I really fear that they burn him out at times, but he loves to play. Got to give him credit. He is not a lazy dude, but his team is not that good. So we'll see if he can carry the whole deal. So, what else? I have a good feeling that Golden Boy Herbert is going to choke tonight. Well, I mean, Steven, that's what he does. So I wouldn't be surprised if he chokes. That's why he is the athletic Jeff George. Juan Rosa in the house. Big O, does Caneswear have the UM camo stuff? Go to caneswear.com, dude. Search it. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I believe they do. If it's they have like the military appreciation stuff or things like that. So I believe they do have the camo, but go to the Caneswear website and find out.
To make sure, and use our code Big O10 so you can get 10% off. But I think I've seen it, but I don't want to, I don't know all their inventory, you know what I'm saying? Or what's in there at the moment and your size or whatever. So go to the website. It's the only way. And use the code Big O10 so you guys can get 10% off whenever you go to Caneswear. What else? Nyborg, like Tannehill, we should start calling the Dolphins owner Stephen Loss. I like that. Stephen Loss. The Loss boss. Yep. Sweet baby Ray, he desperately need a closer to finish off games. Will one rise from within or seek elsewhere? I think you got to play the young guys. I mean, just like right now that the Dolphins are doing the same thing, you got to stick with the young guys, and you need Savanaya to make all the mistakes, and Grant and Phillips and all these kids and Trader and everybody. Dude, play them into the ground. And then you could find out if you have something next year with all the experience they pick up this year. New coaches, of course, new schemes and all that bullshit. So the same thing, you got to play Jovic and company, and then hope that one of the young guys explodes. And if not, but what I am tired of, Sweet Baby Ray, is Bam and Tyler. I already know what that is. That's not going to get you anywhere. And I'd be trading their asses for picks, man. Ocala Joe is smashing it on this crisp, cool morning. Have a good one. Thank you, sir. Soon I'll be saying crisp, cool morning. Soon. From the mountains of Boquete. Let's see what else. What up, Sean O, Rozier, Damon Jones, and Chauncey Billups? Yes, sir. Electro P, Jake from State Farm is better at football than Tua. Probably. Yeah, I would say so. That would make sense. Hey, Bitcoin's over 110,000 now. We are climbing. I like it. Will this be the climb? I kind of like when it goes down because, selfishly, I like accumulating and being able to stack the sats. But hey, man, not gonna complain. It's nice to see it at 110. I'm not gonna complain that it pumps. That's for sure. All right, let's see. What else do we want to talk about in the world of sports and craziness going on? We got Billups and Rozier getting arrested. It's crazy stuff, man. That is, wow. I don't, these people are all making really good money. Why would you do this? These are things that I don't get. I understand the person that is struggling and, any of you out there that are barely keeping your heads above water. But if you're Terry Rozier and you're making $26 million, bro, what are you struggling about? What is wrong with you? You should be super comfortable and stacking a bunch of Bitcoin so you can get your millions and make them into billions. Like, what are you doing, bro? That's crazy. And, you and I, we live week by week, month by month, and these people have everything and they still do these kind of stupid things. Because whether you're Chauncey Billups and you're a player or now you're a coach, you're still getting paid, man. Damon Jones has been an assistant forever. You're getting paid. And you still got to do this shady stuff, man. Just shows that, you are who you are no matter what. And it didn't matter the status that you reached somewhere else. You still had to go do some of that. And by the way, the Chauncey Billups stuff, when you've got mafia and this is like a poker game that becomes kind of a casino-like poker game. Okay? This is not like a couple of NBA guys or NFL guys or political guys or entertainment guys. They go over to somebody's house and it's like 5 famous dudes and they all throw in 10,000 to have a poker night. That's not what we're talking about. They don't investigate those. They're talking about the people that bring in and you could have a handle and everything. And it's shit that, when you're borrowing 100,000 from the house, somebody's got to give up that 100,000, and it ain't Chauncey Billups. The people that are usually giving it, you better pay them back. You better pay them back. So usually those people are rich enough to pay back, but they don't carry the money on them because you don't go to events like that because you don't want to get jacked. So you're good enough for the money, but at the same time, you need somebody that can bring the money and also bring the John Morant to it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, this is the shady stuff. Because, some guy goes to me, oh, well, how did he phrase it on DM? Oh, if it's Michael Jordan, a couple of guys, I'm sure he was doing it all the time. I go, dude, this is not a Michael Jordan little, poker game between him and his friends. That happens everywhere. That nobody stops that. This is organized shit. Okay, this is a whole different ballgame. And to just think about that, like how stupid Chauncey Billups and Terry Rozier and Damon Jones, how stupid can you people be, man? Like, you've already made it. You've been given the opportunity. You were blessed with some kind of talent from the Lord, that you got into a business where you can make really good money, the kind of money that none of us will ever see. I will never see it. I have never seen it. I'm already 59. It's too late. And I'm never going to see it. And you're going to do stupid shit like that? I got no time for that. That's why I don't feel sorry for Terry Rozier. I'm happy for the Heat. The only thing is that this is not the season where it's going to do anything. If you were like a really good team and you can add like a really quality role player for $26 million, okay, now we're talking. You know, like, those of you that aren't old enough, you won't know. But remember when they had Zoe and all these guys, and they were loaded, Marley, Hardaway, PJ Brown. It was loaded. And then they went and brought in Brian Grant and Eddie Jones just as backups. They became frontline players after the whole kidney stuff and everything, you know. But if you remember, like, those guys were brought in like to be bench players for a team that was already super loaded. But that was the era of the Michael Jordan era, and like, teams were stacked. The Knicks were stacked, the Cavs were stacked, the Pacers were stacked. I mean, the NBA was really, 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 really fun in those days, you know. But that's not the case here. The Heat doesn't have a good team that, the $26 million can add us a good play. Like, you're the Panthers, and you got an injury, and all of a sudden you can go and add a Marshawn and a Jones and shit to add to your loaded team. That's what I'm talking about. That's what that $26 million would do. In the situation you saw now with the Panthers, or in the situation with the Heat back in the day. Yeah, what the hell, we'll add Eddie Jones and Brian Grant to the back end of the bench. Huh? What? Wow, that is awesome. You know, you had more of a problem when they were frontline guys, but as coming out the bench, oh my God, are you kidding me? Sick. Ridiculous. Anyway. Yeah, Rozier's an idiot of the highest order. That's very low IQ activity. Yeah, but all of them are low IQ activity guys. Again, I don't condone it, but I understand the man that is barely keeping his head above water, and he's got his kids and his wife, and he does something stupid, and it's not right. But I understand desperation. These people are not desperate. I have no sympathy for them at all. I can have sympathy for the working stiff that is just killing himself to just survive in this crazy ass hamster wheel that we all live in, you know? It's insane. Taxes and credit and crap and bills and President Trump has pardoned Binance founder CZ. How about that? How about that? Let's see what we got here from Iras. Send Ira a link right now. Let's see if we can get him on. All right, let's get Ira on so we can talk Terry Rozier. And get his thoughts, Coach. I think he'll say a lot of the things that I'll say. And in the end, yeah, it'll be great to get off the books, but, you know, it's not really going to make a difference. Unless you're unloading Bam and Tyler and you can then put all the salaries together and you're going to bring in some other star or something like that, you know? Whatever. Let's see. All right. He's in a Uber, so we don't know how good it'll be, but something tells me it'll be better than we had the other day, because if he's in a car out in the open driving, I think it might be even better because he's in the city. So there'll be plenty of towers and it'll probably actually work. So there you go. We'll see if we can get Ira Winderman on and talk a little bit about all about the whole Terry Rozier situation, so that way you guys get the fresh news from Ira and get his take on it. Should be interesting. Let's see. Terry Rozier and Damon Jones both played for the Heat, and Pat Riley should distance himself from them. Well, of course he's going to do that, bro. That's automatic. All right, let's do it. Let's go with our Craig Zinn, Acura of Pembroke Pines, Miami Heat and NBA report.
Heat fans, time for the best insight of your favorite team with insider Ira Winderman, exclusively on the Big O Radio Show. It's the Acura of Pembroke Pines, Miami Heat and NBA report. Here's Ira Winderman.
All right, Ira, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good. I am not driving, just so people know, but I am in an Uber on the way to the Orlando airport, and did not expect to be up this early. And did not expect to be writing what I wrote today, Big O.
Yeah, no, I would imagine, my brother. It's something that I'm sure nobody saw coming, but we kind of knew that it was somewhere in the distance. So I was explaining to folks that it'll be great whenever they void the contract and get out of it. But in the end, it's not like the Heat is loaded and they went out and said, oh, we got space. Let's go add Brian Grant and Eddie Jones to our bench. You remember that? Like, yes. You know, it's not like the Panthers are loaded and somebody got injured and, well, oh, let's go get Marshawn and Jones. You know, it's going to be nice when you get the $26 million off the books, but it's really, I don't think it's going to make a huge difference in this current season.
First of all, Big O, you are a horrible person, innocent until proven guilty. And I got to tell you right now, this is the most circumstantial of evidence cases brought by a FBI director clearly looking to make a statement. I don't know how much or if any of the FBI, rather Department of Justice media session you saw. Terry Rozier. Matter of fact, I'm going to go out on a limb. I know he's going to be in federal court here in Orlando later today. This was a guy who simply told an acquaintance he had an injury and wasn't going to be available to play. Let's follow the money trail. About $237,000 was made by the gambler. According to The Athletic, I believe, there was a $100,000 kickback to the person who gave the information, who was told by Terry that he probably wouldn't play much that day. So let's say Terry got a percentage of that $100,000. Let's say he got half of it. Are you telling me, in anyone's right mind, a player earning $20 million plus for $50,000 is going to risk a career? Look, what he did was stupid. Should a player tell someone, I might not be playing today, I might have an injury, I'm nursing it, I don't think I'm going to be able to do much? No, that's insider information. We saw the whole dog and pony show today, and that's what they said at the press conference, you know, that this is NBA insider trading. This gets kind of closer to NBA. I hate to be this abject with its stupidity. Is Terry Rozier... I'm sorry.
People do stupid things, okay? Sure. I mean, you know, the owner of the Patriots thought that it was a good idea to go to an Asian day spa.
Who doesn't like a day spa?
Okay, but usually when we go, we're not going for that kind of an ending. You know what I'm saying? So that people do stupid things. Hey, Chauncey Billups' case right now, if he's holding some
that's
really
crazy. And this is what bothers me. And by the way, Big O, I have a lady Uber driver here, so let's keep the comments above board a little. She is laughing right now. This is what bothered me today.
The idea to entertain and have some fun with this, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I totally get it. She's smiling. This is the whole deal. They try to roll two completely separate cases, including the Chauncey Billups poker case in there. If you watch the press conference, what happened in the poker game case was they literally had an electronic table where they x-rayed the cards that were upside down to see the hands that people held so they could bilk them out of money. That's a criminal enterprise. I can't tell you how many times during the press conference they mentioned the words La Cosa Nostra. They love that. Everyone loves that. I almost expected De Niro to be up on the podium. I get all that. Terry's a completely different case of knuckleheads giving information about when they might or might not play, and it gets wound into that. But I know where you're going with this, and that's fine because you do a sports show, you do it well. We enjoy our Acura Pembroke Pines reports. But I will say this, salary cap relief is probably a long shot for this reason. The NBA is not going to void Terry Rozier's contract until he's proven guilty in a court of law. You know how these cases go. The Jonte Porter case is 2 years running. Here's the other part of it. Let's say the Heat say, hey, NBA, we know how this is going. Give us the relief now. We'll deal with it later. Let's say they bring in two components to at least help them. Last night, you could have made a case. One more rebounding big man, whether it's Precious Achiuwa, whether it's Alex Len, might have helped them in the finish against Orlando. You certainly could have made the case. One more three-point shooter in the second half, like an Alec Burks, would have helped. But if the Heat go ahead and get temporary relief to add those players, and Terry is found not guilty, and his money is put back on the books, boom, they're in the luxury tax. And like you and I said on our first telephonic Heat NBA report earlier this week, this is not a very good team right now. And for this team to be in the luxury tax would be a crime.
Those guys would be progress stoppers to the young guys. That's not
good
what
point.
This is about.
Yes, I agree.
Please give the young guys time. We have to go through this. I'm sorry. You have to go through the pain. You got to find out what you have. That's why I was saying to people, whether this money gets taken off the books or not, it really is not going to make a difference to this team this year right now.
Correct.
And
correct. They are not good enough. It'll help with the tax. It'll help if they want to add two young prospects, maybe a couple of guys from camp, maybe move one of the two-way guys onto a standard deal like Jameer Young. That might be the play as well. But you got to say, this whole situation, we woke up to this. It was reported everywhere. The FBI issued their statement. They made their grandstanding press conference. It really is kind of bananas that it came to this for this reason, Big O. Adam Silver always sits up there as the picture of integrity, even while his league makes millions off of gambling. The NBA said in its investigation, that was the report this summer in Summer League, that the investigation was over in the NBA's eyes. So what you really got to say to yourself is, what the heck kind of investigation did the NBA have? What kind of investigation did the FBI have? Why are they so divergent in their findings? Becomes awfully curious right here now. And I think there's a bigger picture. And I love talking gambling with you. And I know your listeners on the Acura Pembroke Pines report love that also. But you make your bed with gambling. You have all these proposition bets and over-unders on two-way players, whether they're going to get two or more baskets a game. You're opening yourself up for this. And here's the deal. The NBA, with all of its Saudi money now, and it's money in the overseas markets, it's all about money. So if you're asking Adam Silver, are you willing to deal with a crisis like this if it means you still can make money? I think he would still do it 9 times out of 10. It's embarrassing to the league, but you know what? Watch the games tomorrow. See if DraftKings isn't on their court painted on some of the teams. See if all the commercials aren't about the live betting odds. This is the bed the NBA and all sports have made. So for them to be pretend aghast right now is ridiculous. You know that this leads to something.
Hey, come on, man. I'll get a little political also with you. The NBA's in bed with China, and we're in the middle of a trade war, and we know what happens and how they create their products over there. And the NBA is fine with dealing with everything in China because they love the China money. So, you know what I mean?
You know what, Big O, and with your hard right-wing Fox News bent, I'm going to come back at you with this. The NBA also has been at the forefront of Black Lives Matter and other cases.
Yes.
Don't you think the Trump administration and Kash Patel took that into account also? In other words, with Roger Goodell's, even though with Bad Bunny at the Super Bowl, with his right-leaning sports league, would it have come out into this utter grandstanding show? And I will say this, Big O, for any of your listeners who were too involved in the Big O radio program this morning and didn't see the Department of Justice press conference, please go and take a look back at it. You're talking about human lives that can be changed. And for them to go, for Terry Rozier, the game is over. And I wouldn't bet against this investigation. So wait, is this a laughing political matter or is this a true criminal enterprise? It was not handled like it was the ultimate investigation.
Look at who we're talking about, Crazy Eyes Patel. I mean, we don't even send people to El Salvador that are actually criminals. We send like hairdressers over there and stuff. I mean, it's not like these people ever get it right. You know what I'm saying? We got the Colombian president complaining that they actually shot out a fisherman. So yeah, these people screw up a ton. So I'm with you. Maybe they screwed up in this investigation. I have no idea.
It just seemed like a lot of political.
The whole system is dirty, but it's It's funny that the NBA would integrity when, they sleep with China on everything. And, that's just, whatever. It is what it is. There is no integrity there by the players, the league, whatever it is. Money. That's it. That's what drives anything and everything on every side of the world. It doesn't matter what political side, what business side, what sports side. They're all, Damon Jones is chasing money. Chauncey Billups is chasing money. We don't know if Terry Rozier was chasing money, but
I find it hard to believe he was.
Yeah.
You know what, Big O? He was driving 80 in the federal investigation 65-mile-an-hour zone. Did he do something wrong? Yes. Does he deserve the perp walk out of the Heats Hotel at 6 a.m. today? Does he deserve to be brought in front of federal court this afternoon later here in Orlando? That's the thing is the punishment fitting the crime, or is he being made an example? Look, I will tell you this. Terry Rozier is a very nice person who has had class through his shooting struggles last year, who has stood by the team. This is not what Jimmy Butler pulled last year. This is a guy who went through tough times and stood by his teammates. There's a difference here. He is good people. I will go as far as saying that. He's not part of some La Cosa Nostra spectacle or enterprise or anything like that. He's not sitting down there next to James Gandolfini trying to figure out how they can make a little more money in a poker game. But again, the way things are cast and the way they're portrayed are the way they're taking. I think that was unfortunate. If something was wrong here, done on Terry Rozier's part, maybe yes, maybe no. I don't think the publicity of the moment fits the action.
Right. And in the end, so we go to the sports extreme for folks out there, the freedom of the money and the cap space, because this is an expiring contract this year, it's really not going to be much of a difference.
You know what? But it could be, because you have a Jimmy Butler trade exception, because you will have a chance at the trade deadline, if it's solved by then, by February 5th, February 6th, and he'd know for sure the money's off the books, and there is a whale out there. All of a sudden, they're the team who could take in an extra $20 million when another team might not be able to. So it could come into play. Yes, from a sports standpoint, this could have a discernible impact on the Miami Heat roster. I'll be writing about that in the Sun Sentinel. I think that could be the case. So yes, there is a sports element to this, but man, you just hate to see it come about in a way like that. You know what happened with Anthony Carter. They forgot to guarantee his contract year. All of a sudden, you're out there, you're signing Elton Brand, you're signing Lamar Odom, you're trading Lamar Odom for Shaq. A franchise is changed. We see things like this happen quite frequently in sports. This could be another one of those moments, manna from heaven, maybe, however you want to phrase it. But yeah, an unusual situation. I would say this, the Terry Rozier salary could have an impact on how the Heat looks, maybe in a week or a month, maybe by the February trading deadline, maybe by the end of the season and going into the off season. Because if you have money to play with, Pat Riley likes him some money to play with.
All right, there you go. Follow him on Twitter at Ira Heatbeat, and get ready for that Memphis Grizzly game tomorrow. Safe in your travels, my brother. Thank you for taking some time. We appreciate it.
Always a pleasure. You can bet on that. Thanks, Big O.
You got it. There you go. The great Ira Winderman addressing the Terry Rozier situation here. And don't forget Acura Pembroke Pines. They've got the Happy New Model Year sale going on right now, and the TLX, which is a sharp-looking car, 2025 model, $389 a month, 4.9% financing for 60 months at 15601 Pines Boulevard, just off of I-75 in Pines. Finest dealership in the business, baby. It is Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines.
You've been listening to the Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat and NBA Report with Ira Winderman. When you're looking for award-winning service and great deals from the #1 volume Acura sales dealership in the Southeast United States, you go to Craig Zinn Acura of Pembroke Pines at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
No way this whole court thing is done by February. But Ira is right about this. Can't argue with this. The idiots in the administration, they get shit wrong all the time. All right? From Trump and Patel and the border czar and the puppy killer and all these people, they're a bunch of idiots. Okay? We had a bunch of idiots in place for 4 years. we were replaced with a bunch of other idiots, and they do all kinds of shit that is wrong and illegal and all that. So it is possible that, Crazy Eyes Patel didn't get this right, So it is possible. Now, the Chauncey Billups one, that one looks pretty bad. But we'll see. We'll see. It's either way, I just don't think. What I don't want you guys to do is build yourselves up thinking that the $26 million is going to really help, when I don't think all this stuff drags out, and I think it'll happen after his contract expires. So it'll be a moot point at that time. He'll be off the books already officially, and you move on. So I just don't expect much from this, on the basketball side, on the sports side of it. Okay, it's just kind of a side story that they'll have to deal with, unfortunately. That's about it. Mike No-Go Zone says, as someone of Italian background, I feel left out that I wasn't implicated in this gambling scandal. Well, I mean, what's wrong with you, Mike? You're not maintaining the standards. What's wrong with you? Come on. Let's see. Big O, I'm not sure if you mentioned it before, but you do know what the Heat's cap situation is like, if they even wanted to or could make any moves. Yeah, it's just, I don't think that this money will come free, and it's just not smart money for them to use. This team's not worth it, dude. Unless by some miracle, let's shits or giggles. I'm not gonna. I don't like this hype. This whole what's it called? Hypothetical bullshit. But you want to play the game, okay? Let's say by February you've got this solved, okay, and you get the 26 million freed up, 24 million, whatever it was. At that point, unless the only thing I can see is that Jovic blew up. By the way, I still think he needs to build. He needs to get back into the. He's still not strong enough. But Ware blew up, Larson blew up, Yakuchonis blew up, Jaquez blew. Somebody exploded into a star by now to February, and then shit changed. And then all of a sudden you're looking at, well, wait a minute, hold on a second. We could trade this guy. We get this cap space. We got the Jimmy exemption. We get rid of Tyler. You start maneuvering and you could get another star because all of a sudden one of your young guys turned into a star. Then I can see that. But unless that happens and you're just this team that's going to be very middling or less, I don't think that even if the 26 million becomes available in February, it's just not smart for them to use the money just to use it because it's not worth it. Now, I do love Ira's idea that maybe you find these young guys that you want to convert into a full-time contract or whatever that you want to invest in. That doesn't cost you money. It costs you time and effort and development and all those kind of things. Then I can see that. I can see something like that. But again, that's not anything that's going to make a big difference. Just stop thinking about the Heat being anything at all this season. Don't even think of them as a playoff. If it happens, then you just count your blessings and say, wow, basketball gods, thank you. You know what I mean? But outside of that, this is not going to be a playoff year. And that money probably will not come into play. All right. Terry has head tattoos. He might be guilty, says Remy. Vishal is loving his Orlando Magic. God, I knew they were going to win it at the end. I just knew it. I knew we were going to lose the game at the end. I just knew it. I knew that we would play that gritty game, and then at the end, Orlando's like, yeah, we're going to take over now. This is, yeah. It was nice. It was nice for you guys but we're going to take over and win the game now. I just kind of knew it, man. They have a better team, man. Period. I think the Falcons are going to have 300 yards running. Well, they should. Cheetah says, how far do I have to rewind to hear the nugget? I don't know exactly, but That's your job, not mine, bro. Mikey boy, hey, what's up with Bam shooting the three? Francesco, Bam is what he is, dude. You know what I mean? He's an inefficient big man when it comes to his offense. He takes way too many shots for his points. And he is a fantastic all-around player and helps you all over the place, but he is not a star. And so what you got yesterday was Bam Adebayo. That's all. But he's never going to be Asia Wilson every night. It's just not who he is. He is not wired like his girlfriend. And because he's not wired like his girlfriend, he will never be what any of us wanted. You got to get past it, bro. You got Bam Adebayo yesterday. That's who he is. That's what he normally does. He'll play like that constantly. He'll have some nights where he'll have a really good offensive night and make some good decisions and all that. And then he'll have nights like he did last night where he's inefficient offensively, makes a kind of a boneheaded a foul at the end and stuff. That's who he is. It's kind of what Bam is. Bam is not a star, dude. He's not a guy that wants to take over. He's not a guy that wants to be the best. He's not that guy. He's not the guy that wants to say, no, I'm taking over right now. No. Follow me. Oh, I'm pissed. I give me the damn ball. Like Alonzo Mourning. Like when Alonzo Mourning just went like, you had to give him the ball. Like it didn't matter. He wanted the ball. And you gave him the ball. And he scored. And that's what he is not. He's not that guy that I will not be denied. That's not who he is. And so you guys have got to learn this already. I've been telling you for years already. Let it go. Bam is what he is. And that's what you're going to get from him night in and night out. You're never going to get greatness every night. Every once in a while, you'll have a couple of those lines that look really awesome. But don't ever think that he's ever going to turn some kind of corner or anything like that. He'll come back with what he did last night, and he'll do that plenty. Let's see. What else do we have? Mr. Derek King Henry might have a legacy 200-plus rush yard game next Thursday, probably a short week. And, if Lamar plays or not, I'm not exactly sure. It's a short week also. They may not need Lamar that week. Just run Henry. And that's it. Although their defense is not that good. So who knows? You know that Miami is going to sneak in a couple of wins here. You know they are. And you're going to get pissed because they're going to lose draft position. This is what we do. It's what we do. Bam is a lost cause. He can't even learn from the best. Josh, can't argue with that, man. Because of gambling and other reasons, just like other jobs and industries, could you ever see or imagine robots and AIs instead of humans in sports maybe 40, 50 years from now? I don't know. I won't be around. But if it is, it's going to be boring because there's no emotion, there's no history, there's no rivalry, And so you already in college basketball, you already lost. Like you'll never get to see Duke and Vegas 2 years in a row. You'll never get to witness those 2 seasons of basketball of UNLV versus Duke. And the rivalry and the emotions and Larry Johnson and all these guys and Stacey Augmon and going up against Leitner and all these dudes, man, and Grant Hill. And, it's just ridiculous. You don't have that. So you can have robots all you want, but you can have you can get an AI host of me, but you're not going to get me. You know what I mean? So it's that's where we're headed, sadly. And I hate to be the old guy, but man, was I lucky that I lived the 70s and the 80s and even the 90s compared to the garbage that's been going on the last 25 years where it just gets worse and worse and worse for everything. From music to entertainment to life to everything, dude. Everything. Everything. You know? So, yeah. But sports aren't better. College basketball has taken 8 steps back. Football is not the same game it's been in the past. Baseball, oh my God, it's turned into a boring-ass sport where it's just home runs and strikeouts compared to baseball of the past. Just, it's really interesting how, you know, and then you've got AI music bands that are actually getting a crap ton of downloads. People that have created AI bands. So you'll never connect with them. You'll never see them live. You'll never feel their energy. You'll never, you know, it just, the passion, nothing. You don't get to see the mistakes. You don't get to see the great moments. Some of them that are just unrehearsed. And that's what you get to see in a live performance. So, yeah, I'm sure all that kind of stuff is coming, but I feel bad for all of you out there. I mean, you know, people are going to be living with robots because they're so lonely. You know, people don't go to bars to meet people. They go swiping or they go, you know, it's like, it's, you know, just, I'm glad I lived the life and the times that I lived because it is so much better in every way, shape, and form than what goes on nowadays. Hell, even our politicians were better 30, 40, 50 years ago. At least they knew how to actually work with each other. You know, just crazy. Yeah. Everything, man. It's crazy how everything has gone to shit compared to the past. Yeah. Yep. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. You can make a Bitcoin, Ethereum, Chainlink, or Solana donation. You can also send in your questions and comments and insults too. Yeah. Should always do that. Yes, sir, Sean. Somebody else?
It looks like ESPN reporting Lionel Messi and Inter Miami in agreement on contract extension through 2028.
Ooh. So 26, 27, and 28, 3 more seasons. All right. The country club continues for 3 seasons. 3 more seasons. All right. Let's see if they win. You got to start winning because as you get older, you won't be able to win. That's all I'm saying. You know, without an MLS Cup title, this becomes an absolute disaster on the sports side. Hopefully, God bless the Moss family. I hope they make a ton of money off of this. But if they don't win, that's how we're going to be judging them. So you better win. It's all like, I don't care how much you sign them for, whatever. I just don't want the bullshit. You were brought here to win. And if you don't win, more people will be turned off by the team than turned on by the team because you're not winning. You know, winning in the regular season and choking in the postseason is not a way you sell sport here. It's a shame. Let's see. Big O, even NASCAR takes several steps back with less horsepower in the cars and trucks. Yeah. So the restrictor plate is actually a bad thing for NASCAR there, Sean? What do you think?
Well, the new cars, the Gen X cars, they've already kind of downplayed the horsepower, but now they're actually adding horsepower back into the mile and a half tracks because that's been one of the biggest complaints from the drivers, and now it's starting to go into their ratings and things like that. So they're adding horsepower back into the sport now.
Okay, there you go. So maybe they could bring that back a little bit more. I like it. Yeah, DJ, Rozier got arrested. Yeah. I think we heard something about that. I don't know. Yeah. Did you hear something like that, Sean? That Rozier got arrested? Is that true? Right?
That's news to me. Oh, I'll check on it though.
Okay, check on that because DJ just he's breaking some stuff here for us.
Oh, it appears Terry Rozier did get arrested.
Really? Wow. Child porn? Jaywalking? What was it? Hit and run? Murder? What was it? What was he involved in?
The details are still coming in. I'll let you know. Oh, I'll keep you updated. Back to you at the big desk.
He did marry an axe murderer, so don't know. It could happen. Look it up there because DJ's all over it. Billups too, Cheetah? Oh, my God. Next thing you'll tell me is that Damon Jones was involved. There's no way Damon Jones was involved in this story. He's too good of a guy. Damon Jones is just he would never be involved in that. Yes, sir, Sean.
I think DJ Billiman's talking about Chauncey Billups. He's saying bet. Isn't that what happened with Chauncey Billups?
Well, it was poker with Billups. That's what she said.
Oh, it appears the feds are involved.
No.
Cheetah's saying the feds are involved.
Whoa. Crazy Eyes Patel is involved?
That's what they're saying. I'm just going off what's being said.
Wow. You guys are really breaking info right now, dude. Man. Really helps out. Thank you, guys. Thank you for doing our job. That is awesome. By the way, the Fort Lauderdale United, you can get tickets. We are going to be there live next week for the game against Brooklyn. They're back at home. They were on the road for 3 straight games. And so now they're back and they're off this weekend, but next weekend they're back in action. You can get your tickets at Fort Lauderdale United for FTLUTD.com. You can use that QR code there to get them. You can call them at 954-241-0618. You can also do some shopping. You want to buy some gear? Go to Fort Lauderdale United FCshop.com and tell them that we sent you there, and they will take care of you, man. Good people there at Fort Lauderdale United. Tommy and all the great people. Get your tickets. Get your season tickets. Cheer on the ladies. They made it to the finals last year. This year, it's time to win that cup, baby. So cheer on your Fort Lauderdale United. By the way, yesterday, was it yesterday? No, day before yesterday, we spoke with Lily McCarthy, and that's also on the platform. You can check out that interview with Lily as she gets to enjoy the week off and then getting ready for next week. We talked about a lot of fun stuff also with her on the show. She's a fan of French toasts like I am. That's my favorite breakfast meal. Talked about all kinds of stuff. So check out Lily McCarthy, who does an excellent job with Fort Lauderdale United, her second straight year with Fort Lauderdale United. So she is looking to take that team back to that championship game and hopefully win it this time. Dolphin Dave says, I remember when you could play defense. Now you can't even touch the wide receiver. Remember that? Yep. Sean, can you give me a timestamp on the Tua nugget?
I 100% can, Cheetah, but I'm not going to.
I love it. The lazy. Just go back 5 minutes, and eventually you'll see it somewhere,
I'll put it this way. It's in hour 1.
Yes. Yeah.
In hour 1 could be closer to the end, or it could be
a little more in the middle.
Closer to the beginning.
Or in the middle. You never know. But there you go.
I got you, Tyreek. I got you, buddy.
And there's a couple of other there's another Dolphin ones there too. But anyway, just have fun. I love the guys that never want to, like, they don't come for the show. They just go for the one rant or two rants of this or that. That's it. And then they're out. They usually don't get the news like you guys do. The ones that stick around, and I actually give the news. I don't give them in the rants usually. So it is what it is.
Oh, it looks like it's a gambling-related investigation. DJ Billiman filling us in with even more, man. I appreciate this, DJ.
DJ, you are all over it, bro. You want a job as a producer? Because Sean definitely sucks at this.
I'm out.
Dude, he didn't even know what was going on. What's wrong with you, Sean? Jeez.
None of my X timestamp.
Yeah, what's going on there? Yeah. Sean's asleep at the wheel. That's all I can tell you. All right, folks, we are out of here. We appreciate all of you out there, including DJ breaking all kinds of news. Yes, sir, Sean?
Can I just tell Ray, yes, that is wrestling bobbleheads all on the back row there. Yes.
Oh, for you. Yes. Okay. There you go. So you got it. You got it, Ray. Appreciate you as always. Thank you all out there. Please smash the hell out of the like button. You did get us over 100, so keep smashing that like button whenever you're watching or listening. We appreciate all of you out there. If you missed Ira Winderman's interview on the whole Terry Rozier situation, it's there. And any of our crazy rants, they were there also. Appreciate Sean Stanley as always. Tomorrow, we're in studio tomorrow. Right? Yeah, tomorrow, Friday, in studio. It's a beautiful thing. See you tomorrow. Same time, same place, same bat channel.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.